Greetings, YouTube. When I was a youth, back when I was 18 and I actually had hair, I worked for the Union Leader Corporation here in Manchester, New Hampshire. The Union Leader Corporation is one of the oldest and is the biggest newspaper here in New Hampshire. It is also rather staunchly conservative. And when I was 18, I didn't care at all about whether someone was conservative or liberal. I was pretty much wrapped up into my own problems and an odd mix and contradictory beliefs that ran the gamut from one end to the other. It took me years to finally kind of hammer out a worldview. And I never really thought about the fact that the paper I worked for was staunchly conservative. I worked in the mailroom. I took care of making sure the newspapers got to where they needed to go, so the content therein really didn't affect my job in the least. But now, as a 46-year-old and a rather staunchly liberal progressive, one step short of a full-blown socialist, I do care about the content of the Union Leader, and it is still staunchly conservative, and I tend to not read it on a regular basis because, frankly, very rarely do they ever say anything I want to see. I don't really think it's constructive, and frequently their editorials just make me really mad. But my wife pointed out an article, actually a news piece on the WMUR television channel, and I'll post a link in the down bar, dealing with the fact that the Union Leader has come under fire because they are refusing to list wedding announcements of gay couples. And they correctly discuss in a statement that it is their First Amendment rights not to publish anything in their newspaper that they don't want to, and they are correct. And it is my First Amendment rights to call someone on something when I think that they have stepped over a line, and I think that the Union Leader has stepped over a line because they are saying unequivocally that there is a segment of the American population that we are choosing to discriminate against, because that's what they're doing at the moment. They've isolated a part of our population, and they have said that we will not let this part of the population engage in our newspaper the way that we allow all the other parts of our population. Now, the part of the population that they're isolating here are consenting legal adults engaging in legal activities and long-term relationships. The very concept of wedding announcements in and of themselves is proof that they are in dedicated long-term relationships. And there's ample evidence from both progressive and conservative sources that dedicated long-term relationships are a positive thing for society. Most of those relationships happen to be heterosexual, but not all of them. And that is because most people happen to be heterosexual, and not all of them. But when you isolate one part of the population, and you push it over there, that's discrimination. That's marginalization. And that's what they're doing here. They're marginalizing gay people. They're saying that you, because of who you are, can be pushed aside. You can be put over there. Now, in this case, over there is a moderately harmless place. It just means you don't get your wedding announcement put in the paper. But there have been times in the past when over there wasn't so pleasant. It has meant ghettos in some places. It has meant camps. It has meant lynchings. Over there can be deadly. It's much healthier if you just include everyone. And I'm discussing consenting adults doing legal things with other consenting adults. So please spare me the comparisons. that I'm endorsing, tolerating criminal activities, because I'm not. Someone in the comment section of the WMUR site made a reference to the moral values of the union leader, and quite frankly, I question the moral values of anyone who discriminates against another pointlessly. And saying that a person can't have a wedding announcement in their newspaper because those people happen to be of the same gender, same sex, same orientation, that's not a moral value I support. I would go so far as to say that it's not a moral value at all. Maybe I hold the concept of moral value to a higher standard. Now, it does make me wonder that back in 1967, when Loving versus Virginia was finally declared that you couldn't discriminate against a couple because one was a black person and one was a white person as far as marriage was concerned, did the union leader hop on board? Or did they resist? How long did it take them to list wedding announcements between a black person and a white person? Had they been doing it for years? I don't know. But it makes me wonder. Why is discrimination, why is prejudice, why is marginalization acceptable in this case? Why are the gay community targeted by a powerful conservative organization like Union Leader? What did they gain? Well, they gain power. They get to say, you don't get what you want. You don't live up to the standards that we think you should. And that is power. I prefer to use power for the good. I prefer to see power used to enhance our lives, to support our civil liberties, our civil rights, equality, freedom. The state motto of New Hampshire is live free or die. I wonder if the editors of the Union Leader are aware of that fact.